What's up, sports fans? It's your man D back. Speak your mind, sports talk. All right, check it out, man. Upsets this weekend, bro. We had some crazy upsets. Not really crazy, but I mean, but a couple of upsets by my assessment, man. Because I thought Michael Coffie was going to win. Jonnie Rice stops him in the fifth round, and then I don't think Kanzu that was much of an upset with Kansu and Lee Wood there. But nevertheless, I picked Kansu to win that fight, so it was an upset to me. Shout out to Lee Wood. What is this? Lint on my face. Shout out to Lee Wood, pulling off that featherweight title. Tyson Fury, Bob Arum. I don't know if you guys heard some of this stuff that Bob Arum was saying about Tyson Fury concerning the COVID-19. I was just reading some articles. Excuse me. I was reading some articles about it. And Bob, man, sometimes he just really shouldn't talk. I want to speak on that. We're going to talk about that Tyson Fury situation. A few things this morning. Well, shout out to you. Shout out to you, people. My brother came in town Friday. This weekend was my birthday. I don't really celebrate much my birthday. However, my brother came to spend the birthday with me. So he came in out of town. That's why I didn't do the show Friday morning, but we back a little late this morning because we had so much fun. Took me out. Good time. I'm glad to see him. Glad to see you guys. Tony Boswell in the building. Good morning. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk in the chat. Stopped in the show support and hit the like button. Appreciate you heading to work. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have a great day. Great day. Dead Game in the building. What's good with your Dead Game? Unrivaled Boxing Talk. What's good with you? Unrivaled. Yeah. Thanks, bro. Thanks. Pretty good. Pretty good yesterday. And again, I don't really celebrate it. I do appreciate all the birthday wishes and everything, but it is what it is. My brother, he knows I don't celebrate my birthday, but again, he just wanted to come through and hang out, even though he came from out of state to do that. Tone in the building. What's up? What's up? Just stopped out to show a little hate about happy belated birthday, yo. Fuck. Appreciate you, Tone. I said stop by to show a little hate. Syfe Bud, what's up? What's up, Syfe? What's good with you? Kevin in the building. What's up with you, brother? Appreciate all you guys coming through. Cut this down. Sorry about that. Hell yeah. All right, everybody, smash that like for me. And then, so we're going to talk about Bob Arum and Tyson Fury also. Richared Commey. Richared Commey, he wants that smoke, man. He wants that smoke. So let's talk about these things this morning. Starting off with Bob Arum, man. See, we already know that Bob Arum, you can't really. Oh, let me drop the link. Who we got out here? Let me see. Special guest Martin Ramos, mi hermano. Good morning to you, Mark. You got time? You want to jump up here, Mark? Unrival. You ain't really no special guest. You always over here, but ain't nothing special about you, Mark. No, I'm playing. Mark Unrival, that link's out there for you, brother. But yeah. Too much fun this weekend, guys. Too much fun. So Bob Arum, man. So he says that Tyson Fury supposedly, guys, only got one shot. Now, I gotta be honest, fellas, ladies, if you're out there, I can't put too much faith into the whole dynamics of how this vaccination is supposed to work anyway. One shot, two shot. But Bob Arum coming out now, basically as if he understands the science. Like, who the hell only takes one shot? He said he thought he was vaccinated. He only took one shot. But I don't believe any of that. I hardly even believe that these athletes are getting it. I think that it's a way to delay fights for whatever reason. Each individual boxer has their own reason to delay a fight. So for whatever reason, I think these fights are getting delayed. And COVID, or them coming down with COVID, is the excuse for some of these situations. D Hodges in the building. What up, D Jeff and chat? LDBC, salute to you. D Hodges in the LDBC. What's up with you, brother? Good to see you. Tone special needs. Yeah. Box fans, what's good? What's good with you, box fans? Good to see you, bro. Yeah. And so, but Bob Arum is saying that he's kind of shifting blame as he always does, right? We know what Bob Arum does. He said it was irresponsible of Sugar Hill, Tyson Fury in the camp. They were acting irresponsibly in the gym. Not just Tyson Fury, but a lot of the guys he was sparring with. So Bob is throwing shots here, right? He's to the point now where he's throwing shots, pointing the finger, placing the blade. He's already making excuses about the Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford situation, talking about he didn't know if the American public would accept it, and he wasn't really willing to take the risk. Like, man, Bob is full of crap, bro. He's full of crap on that situation. He's full of crap on this Tyson Fury. Come on, he didn't know he didn't take the second shot. No, I don't care if he didn't take the second shot, the first shot. I believe it's all a ruse anyway, to tell you the truth. For one reason or another, Fury and them wanted to delay the fight. That's what I really believe, man. Fury's my guy, but I don't believe it. I don't believe a lot of these reports, these guys coming down with this at the last minute. What's up with you, Mark?
I'm great. How are you? Happy birthday. Was your birthday yesterday or today?
Yesterday, on the 1st. But
yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was yesterday. I didn't send a message around. I thought I'd wait till you were on a stream a day later, because I know you're not one for the big celebrations. But yeah, congratulations on being another year older.
Right. Yeah, appreciate it. So yeah, man. I just started today off with this Bob Arum. I know you probably read over the article or whatever, but Bob Arum.
I haven't, D.
Oh no.
Holy shit. No way. Imagine I haven't read the Bob Arum article yet.
I know. Because you probably know 80% of it is tomfoolery anyway, bro.
I don't give a fuck what Bob says. One article he'll say something, man. The next article he'll say another thing, bro.
Something right. And I'm like, Bob Arum, come on, bro. He just on his shifting the blame thing. That's all. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury, his whole camp, they were being irresponsible, this, that, and the third. And, it's just keeping his hair clean. Whatever's going on with that situation, Bob Arum knows fully. He has full information. He's totally down with the plan. But, of course, he's cleaning up top rank side of it. PR is all I say. But Bob Arum's form of PR is so evident. You can see through it, bro. How about the fights last night? Kansu, and Coffie, Mark. Did you call either of those right? Lee Wood, you picked Lee Wood?
No, but I did actually. I didn't in the prediction league, but I did bet. I did bet on John Rice. I did bet on him, and I did tell people this is a way harder fight for Coffie than people think.
Right.
Because I seen the limitations in Coffie a while ago. People were digging him up off the Darmani Rock KO, right? But Darmani Rock ain't no good. But Jonathan Rice is good. He's a journeyman who's good.
Right. Stopped him in the 5th. I didn't expect that, but I will say this. With that Michael Coffie fight, we didn't have to pick because that was supposed to be Gerald Washington. That was a avoided fight.
Yeah. By the way, I would have picked Washington to knock out Coffie. Just a heads up. I would have.
Yeah. Well, when I found out that fight wasn't happening, I just put anything down. Like a lot of those fights, I was like, bro, that's something else that we're going to discuss here too. But I'm gonna stick on this knockout. I didn't. I knew about Jonathan Rice, and with Coffie though, I wasn't convinced anyway. So it wasn't the most surprising thing. I still say it was an upset for me because I picked Coffee to win. I thought he was favored. I didn't really check the books on him. But I thought he would win, but he just started like I think on this third round, he just was winging these power shots just missing, bro. Jonathan Rice just getting out of the way. I'm like, that's gonna wear on him, bro. He's gonna wear down, be tired, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. Coffee is that impressive to me.
I was really sad after round 3 because there was no in-play betting anymore. But after round 3, I'm like, he's punched himself out. This feels getting stopped in the next.
Yeah,
he's punched himself out.
These wild hooks and stuff, man. I'm like, bro. Yeah, I'm not impressed. Jared Anderson will beat his big ass, man. The real big baby. He can box. This kid can box. So yeah, but with Michael Coffie, like I said, you picked Jonathan Rice. Oh, you bet him. Good pick. I'm not as surprised. I just think it was an upset because Coffie was favored. People expected him to win. Now, what was an upset to me though was Kanzu.
That was an upset, yeah.
That was an upset to me because I thought that Lee Wood, I mean, I'll say this about Lee Wood. That dude has a heart, bro. He has the heart. Like, he take a shot and keep on coming, and
he can box.
He can box, yeah, he can box. But that was impressive. I was like, holy shit. He impressed me. I can't say anything but Wood impressed me. I thought Kanzu had that hands down. I was pretty confident. The only reason I picked, I think, split a majority in the league was because, points. But I thought it was a unanimous decision.
He knocked him out.
I know. In the last round. Crazy.
He pretty much won that. He was pretty much like 8-3 up.
Right.
Wood was winning that like 8 rounds to 3.
Yeah. He was outboxing him. He was landing the better shots. He, like I said, he totally surprised me, man. Totally surprised.
He surprised everybody because it. Like, I know some people were saying, "Oh, this can be a really good fight because Lee Wood is pretty good," and he is pretty good, right? But he's also pretty fragile as well. But what I will say is that was his best performance of his whole career to date, by far. I know that wasn't the greatest of Zhu Khan's performance. People are like, "Well, he doesn't have as much volume in this fight as in other fights." The reason why is other fighters allow him to get into the pocket where he does all of his best work. Lee Wood was offsetting Zhan's rhythm. He couldn't get into the pocket. He was hooking him and turning off to the side. He was doing some beautiful shit in there. It was his best performance of his whole career. And people can keep giving Boxer-Size Ben as much shit as they want. The man deserves some credit. Boxer-Size Ben deserves some credit.
Yeah. Martin Ramos says, unless he took the Johnson and Johnson shot, is that a one-shot deal, Martin Ramos? Is that...
Yes, the Johnson & Johnson is one shot.
It's a one-shot deal, one and done, huh? I've not taken any, and I don't plan on it. BK in the building. What's good with your brother? What's good? He said, is that a very big chair, or is he really a small? It's a big chair, bro. It's a real big chair. My feet are swinging.
That's funny as fuck.
Rice couldn't miss with the right hand. He looked like he had fun. I mean, bro, Michael Coffie is not that good. He's just simply not that good. No, he couldn't. He was faster than Coffie. He had him. He was timing him well. Coffie is just not that great, bro. He's a powerful guy, but how powerful?
Can I say one thing, Steve? Yeah. Can I say one thing, man?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there who are like, whoa, Jonathan Royce knocked down Michael Coffie. I wasn't expecting that. Where does Royce go now, right? And then it's like, okay, that's cool. Yeah, where does he go now? And then, and this, I'm going to be an asshole for a second. People need to slow the hell down.
No way.
Royce gives Joshua problems. This is what I'm hearing from people. Usyk problems. Royce gives this guy problems, that guy problems. Okay. Okay.
That's crazy.
First of all, what the hell does problems mean? Right? That's the first thing. Oh, he lands a shot on them. Oh, he had problems. Right. Let's just get into this real quick. Slow the hell down. He beat an unproven, overweight, late started prospect whose best win was over an obese, 2-year inactive Dermani Rock. Right? Let's be real. Royce has lost to Dempsey McKean, who is very limited. Makhmedov, who has power but limited. Afia Jagba, who's limited. Now all of a sudden he gives Joshua problems. Because he beat Michael Coffie. Or he gives Usyk problems. Or he gives Joyce problems. Look, slow the horse down. Put the cart before the horse. You don't win one fight and all of a sudden you're a problem. He's better than Coffie. That's the thing. He's a better fighter than Coffie. But that doesn't mean he's a contender. He's a journeyman and a solid one. He's a rough and tough journeyman Kevin Johnson will go out and fuck about and beat a prospect who ain't good enough. He's done it before. If they're not good enough, these guys will beat them. But that's all they are. These guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. Look, man, they really got to slow down. I don't. Like I said, Michael Coffie, I wasn't all that convinced on him. He was moving up. So I don't know what, like, winning over Michael Coffie, it shouldn't even be compared to guys in the top 10. Just because you get a win over Michael Coffie. Like, who the hell is Michael Coffie? He hasn't established anything in this sport. They shouldn't even be talking about Rice with those names. And where does Rice go from here? Nowhere. Back home.
I know.
And watch TV.
Do you know where I'd like to see him go? Honestly, I think he's a tester opponent. You're good enough or you're not, right? He's like a journeyman to gatekeeper kind of guy, right? That's what he is. If you're a gatekeeper, you can continue. Like, if you beat him, it's like, okay, you've done something, you've shown me something, you can beat Jonathan Royce. If you can't, you leave. There's fighters who haven't had a fight in a while on the comeback trail. People keep talking about this guy in high profile fights. I would like to see Charles Martin versus Jonathan Royce. I like the fight. Right. Am I being unfair?
No. Rice versus Cordell Booker. Yeah.
Who the hell? Rydell Booker?
Cordell Booker. I was about to think. Rydell Booker? You talking cypher?
Cordell Booker.
I don't know who the hell a Cordell Booker is. I think
that's the first time I've ever heard the name Cordell as well.
Cordell Stewart, quarterback, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, shit.
He retired. Good morning, DJ. What's Ronald Finkley? What's good, Ronald Finkley? Rice versus Coffie. Yeah, it was upsetting, but Lee Wood was impressive. Great win for Lee Wood. So he's the champion now. Wasn't it a title on the line in that? Lightweight titles? Super lightweight. What are they? I never thought Coffie was all that. Yeah, I did. I didn't need Martin Ramos. I didn't think that he was like I said, Coffie was still on the come up. So there were things that he had to prove himself. And going up against Jonathan Rice, as Mark assessed, and I agree, he's like a journeyman, gatekeeper journeyman. This is a guy that you're supposed to, you might have a little flash of difficulty with, but you're supposed to get through him and knock him out and beat him in impressive fashion, which Rice beat Coffie in impressive fashion. I mean,
Rice actually
beat him up and then stopped.
Rice beat Coffie like Rice was a top prospect and Coffie was an old journeyman on his way out.
Yeah, like the roles were reversed. He beat him like the roles were reversed. That's what we were supposed to see Coffie do to Rice, actually. This is because Coffie, remember, guys, Coffie was on the come up, or supposedly, but This is a big knockback. It's a big knockback for him in his career because you can't expect him. You know, he was jawing off to Dillian White and stuff like that. Dillian White will knock you out, Coffie. He'll knock you slam out. You know, after that performance, you can't go in there fighting Dillian White like that. You're gonna taste the canvas, buddy. So, next topic. Richared Commey, Devin Haney. So it started off with some jaw jacking online. It's Richared Commey. Oh, thank you, lovey. Could you throw me that lighter right there? Love? So it started off with some jaw jacking. Richared Commey, thanks. Online, Devin Haney, social media. You guys know how I go. Richared Commey said, sick and tired of this little skinny kid hollering, nobody wants to fight him. I want to fight you. So Devin Haney claims that he'll oblige. Now, the thing with Devin Haney, and I'll say this, is that he and Bill Haney, they're literally their own boss when it comes to making these fights happen.
Yep.
Hey, there are no excuses, right? We can't make no excuses for those guys and not making a fight happen. Richared Commey needs the opportunity. Yeah. Richared Commey needs the opportunity, right? He doesn't have a title anymore. So this fight should happen. I think Richared Commey is a valid opponent for Devin Haney. At this point, what else? He taking Floyd, they're not going to fight him. T.O. supposed to be linking up with Lomachenko after Kambosos Jr. You know, if Kambosos Jr. happen or don't happen, I don't know, bro. Lomachenko, so they're not on the table. Lomachenko and Teofimo's not on the table. Devin Haney, Richared Commey, that's a good fight for him. After Linares, I think Commey hits harder than Linares, may pose similar amount of threat. I think Linares is a better boxer, so there was an element of threat there, but Commey hits a little harder, is a little younger, so there's an element of threat there. But I think that it's a valid...
And cuts the ring off better, by the way.
Yeah, right. And I think it's a valid title defense for Devin Haney. What do you think, Mark?
I think so, but I believe the next fight is Commey versus Loma. I think that's why, I don't know how hyped I'm in, but from what we understand, they're looking to do Commey Loma next. But if it's Devin versus Commey, Comey's a top 6 lightweight, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Bill Haney and hey, fish in the building, what's good? Bill Haney and Devin Haney are messing up, bro. If they allow Lomachenko to get his hands on Richared Commey and he dispatches Richared Commey, they must not want Teofimo. You passed up on Lomachenko. You decided you go to Linares' direction. You never really entertained Nakatani. And now you're going to allow Lomachenko to lose to Teofimo, but then fight his prior opponents, which in the way I see it, both of these guys are better wins in my assessment, or as good as Linares. As good or better wins at this point than Linares. He should have, and Lomachenko is definitely a better win than Linares. He should have fought Lomachenko instead of Linares, but now that would be Lomachenko, Richared Commey, and Nakatani, and Devin Haney hadn't touched one of them. If Lomachenko goes and dispatch Richared Commey, he dispatched Nakatani and Richared Commey, which gives him a lot of stake in that rematch. Devin Haney still nothing but Linares. Bill Haney he should take that Commey fight, bro. They should take this Commey. Joshua Littlejohn was saying this for a long time. He's been saying this. Commey Haney. He might have been onto something there. You know? But at this time, I don't think that Devin Haney should afford to allow Lomachenko to get this fight. He should get that fight.
if that fight happens, Haney versus Commey, that's a really hard fight for Devin.
It
It's
is.
a really hard one.
A good fight too. Good fight.
Damn good fight. Everybody, like, when we talk about lightweights, everybody has a respect for Commey. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who's like, oh, Tio stopped him in 2. If Devin can't do that, Devin sucks. It's like, bro,
They're idiots.
completely different styles, completely different capabilities of fighters. I mean, what if Devin goes in there and beats Commey 10 rounds to 2? And people are like, well, Tio stopped him in 2. And I'm like, yeah, but Tio didn't win 10 rounds against Commey. He knocked him out because he's capable of knocking people out. Could he have won the boxing match? That would have remained to have been seen at the time. He gained a lot of confidence knocking out Commey in the way he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Jeff in the building. What's good with your brother? Stopping by, drop a quick thumbs up. Appreciate you always. All the little punks who think they're elite, we should boycott them. Lomachenko on. Hey, look, man. Lomachenko is the only one at 135. Let me say this, and I'm saying this, and I don't care who wishes to argue with me. Okay? Lomachenko is the only fighter, in my opinion, at 135 that has proven himself to be elite. Lomachenko, not Teo, not Devin, Ryan. None of them have proven themselves to be elite. Elite, please. Only Lomachenko. I say again, only Lomachenko.
I see what you did there, by the way. I see what you did there using the word elite, because elite is so subjective. So if anyone argues, you're like, no. You see, I never said at lightweight specifically. I said the word. He's the only.
To the Ronald Finkley.
I know, but I see what you did there. If anyone were to try and argue that point, because you said he's the only fighter who proved himself to be elite, not elite at lightweight, elite, which means at all levels.
Right? Is that right or wrong? Is that right or wrong?
We don't know if Devin or Tio or anything can transcend weights.
We don't know.
We've seen Loma 126, 130, unified champion 135, still knocking fools out in the top 10 at lightweight. Yeah.
Only elite fighter there. He's the only one to prove himself to be elite. Get out of here with this elite nonsense. Tio and them got a lot of work to do, bro. You know? They got a lot of work. I like Tio, but that's the thing where you get to the point where you overhype these young guys is when you start to give them that status. You can't just give them that status. They have to earn it. They have to show us, guys. And honestly, they have to show us. They have the potential to be that. We do believe that they could be that, but at this point, they're not that. Only Lomachenko. Teofimo's bigger, younger, more powerful. This is why he beat the guy. It's not because he's a more established or more rounded fighter. That's nonsense. That's not the case. He may get beat in the rematch. Tell you guys right now, if they ever have one. But, you know, there's a possibility he could get beat. I'm picking Tio, of course. Butcher's Bucket in the building was good. But back to Commey. If he shall not get Devin Haney, he wants Lomachenko. Commey wants all the smoke right now. He's not shying away from that. And I like that too. You know, after the Teofimo loss, he was saying how much love he felt. He was saying this during the Jackson Marinas matchup, going into that matchup. He was saying how when you go back to your country, and even though you took a terrible loss like that, and they throw a parade for you and they celebrate you, and he said all that love don't do nothing but push you to keep going, to go back and try to win a title for them again, because they got your back no matter what. That's huge, bro, because a lot of people dump on you when you lose, especially in America. Man, our fans are terrible. Lose if you want to. The O must not go here for a reason, because our fans will dump on you. They're not going to show you all that kind of love, throw parades. They're going to boo you. Boo, you suck. Get out of here. Throw tomatoes at you and such. You know?
I'm actually thinking to myself.
Terrible, man.
I'm thinking to myself, how many fighters are truly elite in the whole sport? truly what I would consider to be elite.
We probably got a lot, but people don't pay attention to them. Yeah, I would give, Donaire's elite. Chocolatito, Estrada, I believe they're elite. Tyson.
I believe Ioka is elite.
Ioka, yeah, for sure, Ioka. So
I'm gonna, if we go like skill for skill, resume, everything included, all those things. I know you mentioned Fury and stuff. I think Ioka's a better fighter than Tyson Fury.
Yeah, he's a better fighter than Tyson Fury.
He's a brilliant fighter.
He's a better fighter than Tyson Fury. For sure. I mean, come on, bro. Tyson Fury's elite for what he does at heavyweight. But you take
I'd get killed by a lot of
all that herky-jerky and get his ass whooped.
I'd get killed by a lot of people for this. I think Ioka's a more skilled fighter overall than Chocolatito. Now that's a hot take. I'm not.
It's comparable. I mean,
but that doesn't mean I think Ioka would beat Chocolatito. I think Chocolatito's balling.
I'm biased, so you already know. You already know with that one. I mean, that's a good discussion there with Chocolatito and Ioka.
If we were to somehow get
Inoue heading to that status, if he keeps winning, then
Inoue has become elite. He's become elite.
Yeah, he's heading in that fashion. So, I mean, there are fighters, I believe, in the game right now that are elite, to a certain level. Here's one. People like, oh, come on, D. I believe if he's not there, he's like right at the cusp of Erislandy Lara because he's a hell of a boxer, fam. He's older now, but he's a hell of a boxer. Yeah. He's got some flaws, but if he's not there, he's like on the cusp. But I just think that people just overblow or just
I'd call him world class. And
yeah,
because I kind of have world class. People will give me shit for this. I have world class below elite. Truly elite is a very difficult thing.
To me, it's a higher status as well. And I don't think that anybody fits the bill. Richared Commey calling out Lomo, that's fine, but
he's world class, but he's not elite.
Yeah, exactly. You calling out a better fighter. So, and after he just destroyed Nakatani, that's Richared Commey, man. That's going to be a tough fight for him. I think Devin Haney's a better fight for Commey than Lomachenko.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Less power, less angles.
Less to worry about. Commey walking through.
There's a lot less to worry about with Devin than Loma.
He's going to walk through Devin, bro. He's going to walk through Devin's shots. Devin's going to have nothing for Commey.
Did you see what Loma was doing to Nakatani's head? He turned into a bobblehead in that ring.
But you was right after like the Verdejo fight. Nakatani's punch resistance is shot, bro. It's shot. That's what people don't understand. Tio did knock him down, but he took a lot out of him in that fight. Nakatani's
and then Verdejo took a lot more out of him as well.
And then Verdejo, took a lot more out of him. His punch resistance is shot, bro. No disrespect to Loma. He beat his ass. He beat him down really, really well, but
it was scary what he was doing to him, to be honest. I thought the dude could die.
He just totally outboxed him. He showed the Lomachenko that we wanted to see in the fight with Teofimo. Weiss and Jury, what's good with you, brother? Shiz Biz in the building. What's good? He said Teo got an elite win. He got a win over an elite fighter, but I don't think that makes him elite. Fellow with all the doubt about Wilder and Fury wanting to face Joshua. Will his resume be good enough with Usyk, Joyce, Hergovich, Dubois, Anderson 2 times? Oh, who? Joshua? Man, anybody arguing Anthony Joshua fish are idiots, bro. That's all. The guy's accomplishing more than any of these heavyweights in the division.
I wouldn't necessarily throw Dubois and Anderson into that resume builder there, Fish, just because Anderson's so young, we don't know what he'll be. Dubois, he's kind of on a rebuilding path after losing to Joyce. But if Joshua were to get a win over Usyk and Joe Joyce, on top of what he's already got, his resume is stellar.
Bro.
If you add Usyk and Joyce onto a win over Dillian White, a win over Povetkin, a win over Klitschko, Parker, a win over Ruiz, a win over Pulev.
I think just Usyk. I mean, Joyce is just cherry on the top. Like,
I don't know what it is about Joe Joyce, bro. There's something about Joe Joyce that
No
makes me
Joe,
go.
boy.
I know this is people are gonna be like, nah. There's something about Joe Joyce that makes me very worried for AJ. That's just the way he fights. Like people will be like, oh, he's got no defense. AJ will knock him out. What if he don't though? If he don't knock, that's gonna start. That's gonna get really hard, really quick after 6.
Look, man, Joe Joyce is this guy that he just keep hitting and he just keeps coming with those jabs, man. I'm telling people, man, those jabs are something different. Those jabs Joe Joyce toting are something different. And these guys are gonna feel it when they get in the ring with them. Those things add up. They're hurting guys. Joe Joyce in that. He's one of these guys where he's sort of unorthodox, style. And he's big. And they call him the juggernaut for a reason. You got to hit this guy with a lot of shots. He's like a Dominic Brazil, but better. Because he can box. He can use that jab in his height. Joe Joyce is not as slow as Brazil, not in my opinion. Brazil was slower. And he has better feet than Dominic Brazil. Much better feet.
You remember when you were saying Joe Joyce versus Dom Brazil is a 50-50?
Well, at that time, I figured it was, but Joe Joyce has proven a lot more since then. I said that before Jennings, didn't I?
No.
After Jennings?
It was before Brazil fought Walling.
Okay. Yeah.
And looked like trash.
Joe Joyce is knock him out, bro.
Beat the shit out of Brazil.
He'll beat the hell out of him. Yeah, but
Joyce is getting a lot of fan hype now. A lot of people are getting behind the big man. A lot of people are beginning to really take a liking to him.
I've been behind him. Michael Conlon and TJ Donnie. 12 rounds. Yeah. Michael Conlon. What do you think about Michael Conlon, Mark?
I'm not a big fan of him. But he's fighting Haney at the right time. Haney's lost to Beluda. Like, if this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would pick Haney to beat the shit out of Michael Conlon. Don't forget, Haney and Danny Roman is one of the best fights at 122 we've had in the last 5 years. That was an amazing fight. Haney's a very good fighter, but he's past it now. Big up to Michael Conlon. Congratulations on a unanimous decision win.
Well, all of these upsets we had, never know.
Nah.
Look, Fish, listen, bro. Dillian White, I don't know why people keep trying to assert Dillian White into this situation. Dillian White, I don't know. Listen, this is the thing. The promoters, the networks, the sanctioning bodies, and all of that, I don't think they want to assert Dillian White into this situation. Is it fair? Does he deserve a chance? All of this stuff. Yes. I don't care. The powers to be don't want to assert him into this situation for whatever reason. So I don't think that it'll be any easier if he wins any kind of settlement. I don't think it'll be our only chance. I think it'll just add on to the obstacles that we already face in getting for about undisputed. I don't think Dillian White being inserted into this will make anything better or any higher probability. It's just my opinion. Because they don't want him inserted in. Fury don't want to fight him. Wilder clearly don't want to fight him. AJ will fight him, but he's low on the totem pole. Dillian White really has no place in it right now, bro. Sorry. It's just Dillian White fans, you Fish, and the rest of your Dillian White fans. It's just, they don't want him. They don't want him. It's messed up, bro. They don't want Dillian White. That's just, Joyce is a machine. Yeah, Joyce got flaws though, bro. But Joyce is the juggernaut. Yeah.
Screw the flaws. He's the juggernaut. We know what his flaws are. He blocks punches like Rocky, but we know what the skills are. He keeps coming. He's
Hey
a
man,
juggernaut.
nobody
You
got to
can't
tell me
slow him
about
down.
Slow Joe. Nobody got to tell me about Slow Joe. I've been telling everybody about Slow Joe.
He keep coming.
Hey, I said 10 back to back, and he did it in 6. I said, God damn, Slow Joe. I thought he was gonna go 10. I knew he was gonna stop him.
Coming.
I knew he was gonna stop him, bro.
He keep coming. You can hit that dude to hit him with 150 million punches, and he kept coming.
Mm-hmm. The
Triple D, Crow.
You still eat, Crow. You got some in the freezer from that Danny Dubois. Hey, Danny Dubois on the bounce back, man. You know, how's he doing in the Olympics? Didn't he go in the Olympics?
No, his sister's there.
Oh, okay. Who was that went back to the? No, Keyshawn. Didn't Keyshawn go back to the Olympics?
Yeah, Keyshawn's gone back.
Yeah, Keyshawn went back. How's he doing? Ain't you tracking that? You watching that stuff?
Yeah, Keyshawn got a stoppage win over Sophie and Amia, the number 1 seed. Which was the hardest fight he had on route to the final. I reckon he'll get to the final. He has 2 more. I think Mamedov is a quarterfinal, and then he'll have another fight semi. And then I believe Andy Cruz should come through his next 2, and it should be Keyshawn versus Andy Cruz in the final. Look at these face fellas. I say, look, anybody who doesn't understand, anyone who doesn't understand, tell him how hard that fight is for Keyshawn. Just tell him.
He's gonna get a silver, bronze, or however
I keep anybody who's
you gotta get it.
Look,
I think that
don't get me wrong. Keyshawn can beat Andy. He can beat him. He's a world-class kid, right?
Right.
But people keep going, Keyshawn gonna get gold. And whenever they bring up Andy Cruz, people like, who's that? But the people who know, their face instantly turns. Oh, we gotta fight Andy Cruz. Oh God, they know right away. That dude.
Fuck.
Keyshawn is from Norfolk, Virginia. Keyshawn is from the land of Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. Yeah. Andy Cruz is the Cuban Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker from. That's
Andy
what
Cruz
he
is fucking
special.
Kryptonite to Keyshawn Davis. That dude, man, he's a nice fighter. That's well. As soon as Mark mentioned him, I was like, oh man. Well,
Silver. He just goes
to Silver again.
He just says Silver.
Oh man, G-Man, what's good? G-Man boxing. Salute to D Jeff and Mark. Poor Keyshawn. Haha. I've watched their last fight. Now he's beat. Yeah, I know, man. I know. That's all right though. Hey, silver's a good medal. It's a good medal to get.
I mean, look, the way I look at it is, yeah, it's the gold minus Andy Cruz.
Yeah, there you go.
That fool is so good, man. Some people, they don't really like him or whatever, and they try to say, oh, Keyshawn can win because, oh, all he does is this and this and this. Man, there's a lot of things in there people don't realize. Like, people, when they see him and he's just outboxing people at mid-range or at max length, go into the pocket with him.
You think that the pros is going to help Keyshawn any?
Maybe. I mean, the activity may have helped him. Do you get what I mean? Having the activity while there was no tournament.
Andy's been still fluttering in the amateurs, and Keyshawn dabbled in the pros, so it may help him out. So, you know, the more the physicality of it too, the training
and the training,
a little more intense for the pros.
Getting better trainers as well involved because he was away from Team USA, right?
Right.
And no offense to Team USA, but they're not really the best of trainers.
There's no
funding in the amateurs. There's no funding in the amateurs.
We fell off. So I said we fell off. So I believe that that may help him some because he's tasted that pro experience. That, like, the training is really what I was going after.
He needs to understand one thing, though, Keyshawn, because he was breaking down why he thought he beat Andy Cruz. The scoring criteria in World Amateur Boxing is different to the United States Amateur Boxing program. It is actually different. So at nationals, what you're scored on in America is different at the Olympics and at the World Amateur Championships and the Pan Am Games and the European Games.
His coaches should understand that, though. Fuck what he understands. He got to get in there and produce, do what they tell him to do. If he does that, then that's his only chance. If he doesn't do that, he's going to lose again to the guy. The guy's a better fighter than Keyshawn Davis. That's the thing that people have to realize. I don't care who
better
likes
three-round player. Better three-round player.
Well, yeah. I'm from Virginia, and I want Cruz to
Keyshawn.
lose. Yeah. Well, I just switched it to Cruz to lose, but you know what I mean. I want Keyshawn to win the damn thing. But
you'd love to see Keyshawn get a gold medal for the country being a Virginia boy. You'd love to see that.
Man, we had so many mishaps in the Olympics this year. The shit with Simone Biles and pardon my French, guys, but the thing with Simone Biles and then Richardson, the girl Kyrie or whatever her name is down in Texas, had to pull out because of the weed issue. Those were gold medals. Those were definitely gold medals, bro. Nobody was going to beat those girls.
You know what else is bullshit thing?
What's that?
Right, and this is just from my point of view, and it's really sad. Right? America and Jamaica didn't even medal at the 100 meters in the men's.
Wow. Really?
There wasn't even a Jamaican in the final of the 100 meters in the men's.
Wow. Who won?
Some dude. No. Keep guessing.
I'm done.
Italy.
Oh, wow.
But the dude is half Italian, half African American. He was born in Texas.
Oh, okay.
He's like, we still got in there.
I mean, even still, though, bro, these guys, with the training they have behind them, and they shouldn't lose. They really shouldn't lose. I don't know. America fell apart. Who won the Olympics this year? Is it over with yet? Who's in the lead?
I think America has the most medals.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it ain't all over. And then I heard it was a lot of tomfoolery going on too, all around in the different sports. You know, the politics of it, the wrong people winning the medals and such. Yeah, I've seen a few articles, man, in different sports, people upset because they felt like they got robbed. And I'm like, well, whatever, man. That's always been the Olympics. Way back in the Hitler days, he rigged the whole damn Olympics. He rigged everything. Oh, Jesse Owens came in. I bet you he wanted to take him out of there. Oh, Jesse Owens. But yeah, so back to boxing, guys. Little Olympic break right there. I was just interested in Keyshawn Davis. I used to watch the Olympics all the time. But Keith Thurman. We wanted to talk about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman's being very vocal about everybody now. He's trying to talk himself into a fight, man. I would like to see Keith Thurman fight Dennis Ugas. That's what I would like to see. I think that will put Keith Thurman. That's a fight he can win. He can get a title back and put him back in the mix. I wouldn't mind seeing. This is somebody I wouldn't mind seeing inserted back into the mix. Is Keith Thurman with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. He gets that belt off of your Dennis Ugas. Allen, those guys will set up a fight with Errol Spence and Keith Thurman, which just opens up even more options for Errol Spence. You know, while we won't get that Terrence Crawford fight, the more options Errol Spence have, the less we get that Terrence Crawford fight. And it's already at like 1% in my opinion. So, but what do you think about that, Mark? Keith Thurman? Because, I mean, he's talking about Spence. He's talking about Porter Crawford situation. He's talking about everything he can talk about. He's basically trying to talk himself back into a fight without taking the route of going up the ladder, which he doesn't believe he should have to go up any ladders. He should just, waltz into a big fight. Does Keith Thurman hold that power in boxing anymore?
Well, I'll be honest. There isn't really a ladder at welterweight. I know that sounds weird, but what's the ladder? What is it? Who does he have to beat? Who does he have to beat to earn a top 10 fight? Does he have to beat Josecito Lopez again? I mean, people be like, oh, then put him in with Danny. That's a big fight. Thurman Garcia is a big fight, right? So that's the welterweight division isn't that stacked. So once you get in there, anywhere in the top 10, all those fights are kind of like, they're all very much the same, unless it's like Errol Spence or Crawford or Pacquiao, right? Outside of those three fights, everything's pretty much neon the same. So if he comes back and fights in Ugas or whatever, people are like, but that's a world title, it's a big fight. Not really.
It's not really a big fight. But that's to me, it's the biggest he can get right now with like outgoing directly to Spencer Crawford. I mean, Boots and Virgil are too much of a risk. No need for him to fight those guys. If he was to fight and beat one of those guys, definitely. Just because of the hype surrounding those two kids, definitely it would mean something as far as, okay, well, he beat one of those guys. Who else is it to beat? To me, it's not really many people. Like you said, it's not really any sort of ladder. He's beaten Danny Garcia. He's beaten Sean Porter. You know, Keith Thurman has these guys under his resume already. So I was just thinking Ugas is it's obtainable. It's obtainable. He's beatable. Probably the best thing that Keith Thurman, as far as how I learned for Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, he's not getting that right now. Bob Arum can't stand him. So, you know, then it's the whole PBC deal. They can't make the fight happen with Spence. They ain't making the fight happen with Porter. What makes it any better with Keith Thurman? So, you know, go to the path of Errol Spence. It's the only thing that I can see. Get the WBA title, same side of the street, quote unquote, you know, 3-belt unification. I don't think the fans care. Like, I think that you're right as far as the size of the fight with your Dennis Ugas. Correct. But if he beats Ugas, the size of the fight with Keith Thurman and Spence would be massive. That will blow.
Yeah.
That will blow up. Should he win against Ugas? You know? And if he doesn't win against Ugas, then Spence will just go beat up Ugas and take that belt. So I don't think
if Spence comes through Manny. If Spence comes through Manny.
If Spence gets through Manny, right. If Spence gets through Manny. That's the whole thing. Manny Pacquiao's been looking good in training, man. You know, training in the ring. That sparring footage leaked by Spence. Boy, that has got the juices flowing now. And that's going to really, you know, fans are influential, and that's going to sway the books. Boy, the bookie's going to make some money off of this fight. They're going to utilize that video to get a lot of people put money down on Manny Pacquiao. And I'm sorry.
Do you want me to tell you the odds right now?
Pacquiao is going to lose. What's up? What's the odds on it?
Right, I'll go to it right now. What date is the fight?
Oh, shoot. I don't remember. Let me see. Anybody know? Anyone? Who got Spence versus Pacquiao?
That's close. What? Spence is like a minus favorite, man.
Right.
He's like minus 225.
Yeah, that's pretty close. What is Pacquiao like plus one?
Plus 140.
Oh, that's really close. Yeah. He's not even high, like a plus 170 or something, plus 140. So they narrowed the gap.
Yo, man, there's plus Spence is plus 120 on points. That's what I'm betting on.
Spence is plus 120 on points?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get some of that action. That's crazy.
Right?
They're expecting a stoppage?
No, he's plus on the stoppage as well, but he's still positive odds on points.
So they have him minus on the win, but plus on the points and the stoppage.
Yeah, but
yeah. See, that shows you how close this fight is.
I'm gonna wait a while. I'm gonna wait like a week or two. A week. When is that?
Both ways, bro. I'm parlaying the hell out of that because if Manny wins, it's gonna be. I'm definitely gonna bet Manny on the stoppage, although I don't think it happens. But still, the odds on that has to be stupid.
I think the draw might be the one, bro.
I'm gonna bet that too. I only bet no buck.
Imagine D going out here fucking betting $1 to get like 75%. Is like that's 3/4 of my next bet.
Hell no, it ain't no 75 cents. I'll bet that dollar to get about $395. Seen a video of Thurman looking like he has a kingpin chin again. Yeah, until he get hit by somebody with a real wallop.
Let me punch Thurman. Let's see how good his chin is still. Let me hit him with a right hook. Let's see how good his chin is still.
There you go, Rebel Life.
August 21st.
August 21st. So it's
August 14th is fire as well. August 14th is fire.
Well, boxing kind of
trending up.
They had some hiccups here in July, all of these canceled fights and delayed and postponed fights, but we still had a lot on the table. So, the Plant situation and Canelo and all of that, but Canelo is like Spence too. It doesn't matter if it's the Plant fight. Yeah, we all wanted 4-belt undisputed, but I knew there was going to be hiccups in that, man, with the PBC greed involved. But getting Bivol or Beterbiev, who cares? That's probably what people want more because only Plant fans believe Plant would win. People really want to see Canelo get beat. Going up to fight Bivol or Beterbiev is a chance for him to get beat. Me personally, this is what I like in sports. I don't like safe fights. I want fights. Chocolatito Juan Francisco Estrada is amazing because that's a fight that either guy can win. That's what I love about boxing. So Canelo going up to fight Bivol, I think Bivol can beat Canelo. Sorry. That's what I think. That's a great fight. Amazing fight to me. And Plant, the only thing with the Plant fight was 4-belt undisputed. Plant doesn't beat Canelo. He's not the guy to beat Canelo. The intrigue of that fight, if you ask me which fight would I rather see, Bivol Canelo. That's the fight I would rather see anyway. I want to see Canelo get 4-belt undisputed, but it's not really an interesting fight to me. I don't think Plant wins. I don't think he has a shot in the dark at all. I mean, seriously. Ness Mendoza, what's good? Once again, Ness Mendoza. And for the third time, Ness Mendoza. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate that, Ness. Yeah, man. Canelo, Bivol, or Artur Beterbiev. Between the two, which one do you think happens first, Mark? Between Bivol or Beterbiev? Because Reynoso was talking about Beterbiev prior to the camp negotiations starting. He was talking about Beterbiev. Bivol, of course, has been in question, but if he doesn't get Plant, which one do you think is more realistic? Bivol or Beterbiev? Bivol.
I'll tell you why it's more realistic. Because I think the fight's happening.
Yeah, well,
I think that's going to happen.
I love it.
I'm not too fond of it.
If he beats Bivol, I don't think Canelo gets beaten.
I think Canelo's already in training camp. I think Canelo's already decided who his opponent is. I think Canelo already made it perfectly clear when he wanted a guarantee for a certain amount of money to fight a replacement opponent that he wasn't going to be fighting Caleb Plant. I think Canelo's happy enough over on the zone working with Eddie. And I think Bivol's about to find out in 2 weeks that he's fighting Canelo. Well, Bivol will have a 5 to 6 week training camp. Canelo's had an 8 to 9 week training camp, playing ahead of the curve, the mind games, everything involved. So I think it is what it is, man. I think that fight's already been decided 3 weeks ago.
Sounds good to me. Well, Plant is an egg. Yeah, PSK was good. 12 midday. Yeah, we can ready take it off. We can ready shut. Julio Martinez, mi hermano, was good. Good to see you. Who want to play hard the paleta? Man. Clendo Ducks Plant. Man, are you serious? I know you don't think. Listen, that whole comment is an oxymoron. Listen to yourself in this comment. Clendo Ducks Plant. He wants Bivol. Good for us. You don't duck Plant to fight Bivol. That doesn't even. Bro, he's fighting Bivol next. Clearly, Ness, it's the PBC, my friend. Clearly.
I disagree. I think it's him.
You say you think it's who?
I think it's Canelo.
You think it's Canelo?
If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, if it acts like a duck, it's probably a duck. If you put in a request of 40 million guarantee for in case of sickness, that fight cannot be made. The network cannot make it. The only value is the title. There is no value in Plant. So the title is the only thing that has value. Like I said, I believe the Bivol fight was already picked out 3 weeks ago.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around ducking Plant to duck.
No, it's not about duck. It's not about ducking. It's not about ducking Plant. It's about literally, purposefully not fighting Caleb Plant because you don't want to go over to the PBC. You're ducking the rival promotion, possibly fixing the fight on the card. That's what you're doing.
Duck is a duck. I don't give a damn if he's ducking for what reason. If it's a duck, it's a duck. But I don't know. I feel like, okay, I hear what you're saying. What about the PBC's part in this? You don't think at any level they was playing hardball?
The only thing they said no to was a guarantee on 40 million. A guarantee on 40 million for a replacement opponent. The network cannot do that.
Yeah, they can't.
The sale of the fight is Canelo and Canelo becoming the first 168-pound undisputed champion. Mexico's first 4-belt undisputed champion. That's the sale of the fight. If Caleb Plant got COVID, they have to pay him 40 million. They can't achieve that, man. That means they have to sell 670,000. The network can't say yes.
No. Well, they can't afford them then. That's really what that'll boil down to. They can't afford them. It's not like he doesn't draw that kind of money. Look, Chris, Bivol 5 weeks training camp, and then you say 5 weeks is not enough. How many weeks does Canelo have? If he was supposed to be fighting Plant, then he has to. And this is, of course, we heard what Mark says. There's an assumption that they already started for, but nevertheless, if he has 5 weeks, then Canelo has 5 weeks. And here's something else you need to think of also, Chris. Who's the guy coming up? It's not Bivol coming up in weight. It would be Canelo coming up in weight, right? Which means that Bivol, okay, even if Bivol was to come down, and I'll address that too. Let's just say now he's coming up. The adjustment to me is more on side of Canelo because Bivol, because Bivol's the bigger guy. He's a smaller 175-pounder. But it's Canelo taking on the challenge again, and people trying to find a way to, like when he did with Kovalev, took on the challenge. You want to try to find a way to discredit the challenge. Bivol is the better fighter, in my opinion. Also, I think Bivol will win this fight. But if 5 weeks is enough for Bivol, then it's enough for Canelo, and vice versa. Can't use that as an excuse because they both have 5 weeks. But go ahead, Mark. Was it about who's coming up or down?
Huh?
We say something about who's coming up or down.
I don't know who's going up or down.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
Boxer in the building. What's good? What's good? He said, what does the PBC and fixing fights have to do with the replacement? The risk of going over there on the PBC and they fixing the cards. So the fight gets replaced because it ain't gonna happen. I don't know what part of that you missed. Fish said, Mark's got the 10 hat on to stop PBC pulling the fast one on Plant pulling out, getting Canelo to fight twice on pay-per-view. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Right.
Mark,
First of all,
you go ahead,
if
Mark.
I've got the tinfoil hat on, how come you think there's a 2-fight deal when it was a 1-fight deal and that was already publicized? Secondly, go look at my channel. Go look at my channel. Tell me I haven't criticized the PBC as much, or if not more, than nearly every other channel. What's been presented to me is pretty cut and dry. You've never made $40 million in your career. You're requesting that for a replacement opponent. No network's going to do that. People turn around, they'll say, Canelo can get 40 million versus anybody. How come he's never made 40 million in one fight? That's a career high payday for Canelo too. The Plant fight for Undisputed. It's never been done. People will be like, oh, it has to be on pay-per-view. Eddie's not paying Canelo 40 million. He just paid him 15 million for Yildirim. He got 23 for Smith. He didn't get 40. People keep talking about Caleb Plant getting 10 million, 8 million. From what I understand, he was going to get 4 million. From what I understand. It's not exactly the greatest amount of money. He was going to take 6 million over on the zone, 4 million on PBC. It's not that hard to understand. 40 million versus 27 million over on the zone. They said no because they don't want to go over to the other promoter because it's a higher risk. It's not that hard to understand. Not the level of the fighter, the probability of being robbed by the judges. You're much safer over on the zone than you are going over to crafty Al Heyman and his judges with Tim fucking Cheatham. It's in his name! Tim Cheatham!
Cheatham all.
And fucking Julie Letterman and CJ Ross show up with Adelaide Bird. You take your tinfoil hat off, man. Rematch room fan. Fucking giving me shit about PBC. Go watch a channel that trashes PBC, bro. I trash everybody equally. You get your roses or you don't. I've given Canelo a lot of credit throughout his career. But this one is fucking bullshit. You can't turn around. You cannot turn around and ask for a guaranteed $40 million when you've never made that for a replacement opponent when the value of the sale is in Undisputed. You've made it categorically known that everybody has to fight you. There's no value in them. You're the value here. So the only reason this fight would even sell is because of the belt. If you're expecting the network to then subsidiate the belt with another opponent who's of less value, it doesn't make any financial sense. And anybody who brings up the books and saying they can't afford him, how come he's cheaper everywhere else? That's not fair. That's not equality. That's not business. That's a duck.
I know 3 channels I think you'll do PBC more heat than you. Ring IQ, Thunderdome, and UGC. They say on the PBC neck. Those 3 guys. They don't like the PBC, I tell you that. B-Vol is a better fight anyway. Plant's going nowhere fast. Yeah, B-Vol is a better fight. I agree with that. So let me get this straight. Plant PBC agrees to everything but except on what would happen if he doesn't show up to the fight.
The request is ridiculous. Asking for $40 million for a 1-week replacement opponent is quite literally one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. You never heard of it with Pacquiao, Floyd, Anthony Joshua, any other fighter. There's no guarantee of $40 million on a replacement opponent. Here's a little statistic for you, yeah? There's 3 fights in Canelo's whole career that grossed more than $40 million because of pay-per-view, boys. 2 fights with Golovkin and 1 fight with Floyd. He ain't do 600K like that every fight. He did 300K, 350, 370, 380. You give him a name, he's a draw. You give him some type of statistic, he's a draw. If he goes in there with Fernando Montiel, that fucking network loses $15 million. Let me guess, the fighter's more important than the network, right? So if the fighter's so much more important than the network, how come the network pays the fighter and not the other way around? Y'all don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand the business of boxing. Go to the park. Go to the park.
Weiss and Jury say Canelo a duck. We're going to leave it at that, man. I got to get out of here. We 10 minutes over. But, hey, good discussion, guys. Mark, always appreciate you. Brother, you want to tell the people where to find you if you want them to find you?
You can find me at the park.
Y'all know how I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.